Hello and welcome back once again to the channel. Today we have an exciting Ripple XRP video with a bit more about Quant and the Bank for International Settlements and why these relationships are always very good when you have them. And the good, reliable crypto companies are continuing to build and expand their networks. But first of all, I do not provide financial or investment advice. If you like what I do, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss anything, and now let's dive into the topics. I will start with a post from Tokenizer. The Bank for International Settlements has presented a joint report to the G Group in collaboration with the CPMI, focusing on the tokenization of money in relation to central banks in a very detailed and comprehensive manner. The core topics include the purpose of tokenized money, platforms used in 2001, and the structure of technology. I will just shorten this a bit now and go slightly a bit more further down. Because Agora is also mentioned here, the Rosalind project is mentioned in this particular post, as well as the testing phase with Quant, Overledger, and also Corda. Agora is currently in the process of the design and planning phase. And when you indeed take into consideration all of this, as a matter of fact, it is no coincidence that the Bank for International Settlements cited all three of them in the same sentence. So the projects Quant, interoperability, etc. This makes sense in light of all the various types and forms of tokenized digital currencies that will inevitably exist on these unified networks in the future. So the whole complete multi-banking network. It will indeed be multi-chain people. And maybe this is the point where agnostic bridge solutions, like a neutral bridge currency such as XRP, come into play. Indeed, everything comes together for the distributed ledger technology sector for businesses. And here again is the note. All links are below in the video description. We see that the Bank for International Settlements is indeed targeting CBDCs more specifically, and of course, the use of distributed ledger technology in collaboration with private providers like Ripple and Stellar. Wait and see. And I actually have another note for you, which I read in the Recnom group and also from Writer. Those who are hesitating and delaying now are indeed the commercial banks. No one wants to be the first, but everyone wants to be the second. This means they are preparing for it. The Bank for International Settlements is now making it easy for central banks, and I am absolutely and completely certain that we will see something in the foreseeable future, especially with the implementation of ISO 222 coming in 2025, and central bank digital currencies, commonly known as CBDCs, gaining significant momentum. Always keep in mind the looming debt bubble. Now, allow me to briefly focus on Quant, as Quentin has recently posted the following update. A prominent figure in the field of quantum technology, David Yates, who is the former CEO and chairman of the British payment infrastructure company Vocaling, and also served as the president of MasterCard's innovative new payment platform, #Quant, as it is popularly known. Sebastian continues to elaborate alongside Gebin Verdian, Guy Dietrich, and Cornelius Smith. A new director has been officially added to the now unnamed Quant Group Corporation laity, David Greg Yates, who brings a wealth of experience. This is certainly no coincidence. Now, let's proceed to discuss Mr. Yates. He was the president of international, or operations at Western Union for a duration of just about a year and a half, and such roles often run concurrently. Vocaling, I shall start again from the new payment platforms at MasterCard, where he held the position of chairman for over 2 years, and he was stationed in Singapore for a period exceeding 3 years and 6 months. All these professional connections are happening simultaneously. They are well acquainted with each other. He possesses knowledge of distributed ledger technology, and we can observe how it continues to evolve. Quant is also integrating a very interesting individual into its network. I cannot express it in any other manner.
It is indeed a nice development. Let's transition from one key player to the second, as I have not yet discussed one individual in detail. I need to refer back to a previously published article about the market makers for the introduction of the stablecoin RLUSD from Ripple, dated October 15th, 2024, and here is just this particular sentence. Furthermore, alongside the exchanges, Ripple has appointed former FDIC Chair Sheila Bair and former CEO of Center David Puth to its advisory board to support the operation of the stablecoin.
Pew is not an unknown figure when it comes to such matters, so if we look at his own Wikipedia entry, David is an American financial services manager who held senior positions at several financial services companies. From 20 until the acquisition of Center by Circle, he was the chief executive officer of USD Coin at Center, so he is already quite familiar with a dollar-backed stablecoin. He spent 19 years at JP Morgan, where he held various leadership positions, oversaw the bank's foreign exchange, interest rate derivatives, commodities, emerging markets businesses. He worked at JP Morgan from 1988 until November 15th, 2006. Was in various senior positions at the bank, including global head of currencies and commodities. He also served as managing director and was a member of the executive committee at JP Morgan Chase, and so on and so forth. And then, in 2016, Puth was notably the chairman of the Market Participants Group, significantly involved in the drafting process of the comprehensive and widely recognized Global FX Code of Conduct of the Bank for International Settlements for the foreign exchange market. I don't know how you see it, but these are all the things happening in the background, and these are exactly the things I want to read about in 2021. I don't want just anything that screams to the moon. Rather, these are exactly the networks, the connections, and the relationships we need to really take off globally in the DeFi space with XRP, Quant, XLM, etc. DLT. Now I will return to someone who does not always write positively about XRP. Dr. Martin Hesberg with the following tweet about Uphold's crypto master plan regarding real USD stablecoin integration. Nancy Beaton, Chief Revenue Marketing Officer at Uphold, spoke at the Ripple Swell conference. We talked about Uphold being a real USD exchange partner and much more. 1,000 topics. Maintenance is a real USD exchange partner. US dollar interest accounts, debit card, and Apple Pay. Upcoming new products, the influence of Wall Street on crypto. Very interesting. You can check it out on YouTube. It's a very interesting interview, I can only say. But here again is the point, namely 2001. This is the one here. Apple Pay. More and more payments are being made via mobile phone, and I don't think I need to introduce Apple. Apple is already using the Interledger protocol, and in the past few weeks I have seen some discussions asking whether Apple is now using Ripple's Interledger protocol or not. Well, as it looks, yes, that's how I interpret it now. But these are exactly the things we need to see in order for volume to come to the XRP ledger. The volume is currently skyrocketing due to meme coins or something like that. It's incredible. More and more people are moving over to the XRP ledger. Then I come to a report that is once again related to the SEC as a conclusion. For we see that Gary Gensler is coming under increasing fire, and it is becoming more and more obvious. In 2001, Eleanor Terrett posted about her experiences as a former SEC enforcement attorney. Stewart further talks about experiences on both sides of the battle between the authority and the crypto industry. Quote, When you come to this page and realize that there are people who really want to find a way to work with the regulators, 2001, and they feel that it is simply not possible when you know who is at the top of the SEC or generally in the Biden administration. I think it is simply regrettable, and it stands in the way of all efforts to achieve regulatory clarity or anything that allows us to work towards building this industry in any conceivable and possible way. On point, my dear Mrs. Leiden, it is important to see that even lawyers who were at the SEC are becoming increasingly critical of the Operation JOG, point 2, point 0, and no one can tell me that it is not real. Well, we will see how all of this develops. But again, all these things that I showed you in the video, you have to keep reminding yourself of them. This is happening right now. We are invested in it. It is the future, it is DeFi, and the market is demanding a lot from us. Tomorrow in the video, there will be more. Thank you for your attention. I wish you a wonderful Sunday evening. And from the heart, I wish you, as always, and I love to repeat this, be, stay, and remain healthy. See you tomorrow. I wish you all the best. Bye, friends.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple is the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Reserve began looking for faster payment options. An action plan was born in a federal payments task.
In 2014, the World Bank, as part of the Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, released a report titled The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website. Today, the Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single goal, the Sustainable Development Goals. For 2030, you can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, which crypto is officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 2022. Ripple was the first ISO 2022 member focused on distributed ledger technology, partnering with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, as well as the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America. Ripple has a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve and another overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division. Ripple is leading Australia's CBDC effort and has hired a former U.S. Treasury official, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board, 2 former advisors to Clinton and Obama, a former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, a former business director at SWIFT, a former SWIFT board member, a former CFO at PayPal, a former head of the DTCC, a former chief business officer at Uber, a former VP of Amazon, and a former SEC chair on their legal team. Ripple is a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojo Loop, IMF's high-level advisory board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Master Payments Council, Global Payment Steering Group, Cross-Border Coordinating, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, CryptoClothing More, Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and is a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WEF website. Does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.